Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Everyone is empty right now. This is an empty classroom, so if I do things a little differently tonight, you'll understand.
There's the ceiling.
Besides the fact that the camera might be in the process of getting adjusted on the tripod, but this is a little different. We have a class, it's the night before Thanksgiving, and nobody felt like coming tonight. They'd rather just kick off for the long weekend. Okay, maybe so, but I had plans for tonight. The plan is I wanted to teach 3 subject matters in particular. One happens to be measurements, how you measure voltage, how you measure current, how you measure frequency, how you measure a lot of things. And in the old days, when I took classes, the teacher used to go with her foot and say, hey, pay attention, this one is going to be on the test. And everything I'm teaching tonight will be on the test. The next couple of subjects are going to be mathematical. So, you know, it's not so much ham radio as it is raw math, but there's something about what you're going to learn that's important because it too, bang, bang, bang with my foot, is going to be on the test. One of those subjects is the decibel. I introduced it in my last class very briefly. This time I'm going to go a little more detail on what a decibel is and how it works. And then the last item is binary math. We all know how to deal with decibel, where we count on our fingers. And there are other bases for number systems. Base 8 is used by older computers that probably don't exist any longer. The old IBM 7090 series used it because of the way they were wired up. And the modern computers use hexadecimal, which is base 16. And all these basically are ways that programmers interface the computer. The computer operates in a different base. It's called base 2, binary. And for physical reasons that can't be escaped. It's because you have a thing called a switch, and it can be open or closed. It has a magnetic core in the old days, which could be magnetized this way or that way, clockwise or counterclockwise. In modern things, you've got what's called a complementary symmetry metal oxide semiconductor pair, which basically has the voltage shifted to this end or that end of the pair. Again, only 2 possible outcomes. Because what's in a computer is essentially a lot of switch hardware. And that's the reason why binary is terribly important. Now, because a computer and ham radio equipment are inextricably combined. If you have a modern transceiver, it's got a computer in it, I can guarantee that. If you look at the next generation of what radio receivers will look like, they're going to be called software-defined radios, and that's because they really are computers with a little bit of hardware to interface the world. If you use a modern instrument, a spectrum analyzer, and an oscilloscope, they're a lot smaller than they used to be, a lot lighter, because what they really are personal computers with some front-end hardware for measuring in a time domain or measuring in a frequency domain, which is what an oscilloscope or a spectrum analyzer does. So knowing computers is something the FCC has even come around to recognize as something that you must know if you're looking for a license at general or extra level. And that's what I'm going to cover. Because people in this class, or people reading this course by video through YouTube, are going to need to know these things. Okay, let's start with measurements. Find a pen that works. Can't tell. You know, I got plenty of extras. I just want to use up the old supply first. Yeah, maybe this will work. Our classic so-called Thevenin equivalent circuit has a voltage source, has some kind of impedance. This one's resistive. Current flows through it, and a voltage drops across this particular load. Okay, now the question is, how much voltage and how do we find these things out? What we do is, if we want to measure voltage, I'm putting arrows there, but you actually connect a voltmeter in parallel with the load. Because voltage works that way. I hear my cell phone going off. Give me one moment, guys.
Pause the video.
Can't